what I was telling is, in the previous class we have done with this Chebyshev spacing, wherein we have found out the distances of the precision points. So, for example, in the previous case, we had been asked to find out the precision points for a range of x equal to 0 to up to 90 degrees, wherein we have found out the precision angle points over here, that is 6 degrees, 45 degrees, and 84 degrees respectively. Now, Chebyshev has also given us the another approach called as analytical method, wherein this is the important equation which I want you guys to note it down. It says that delta xj, okay, j can vary from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 depending upon how many precision points you want, is equal to delta x by 2, a bigger bracket in which we are having 1 minus cos of pi into 2j minus 1 divided by 2n. Okay, here j stands for which precision point you want, whether you want first, second, third, fourth. You can replace that j with that number, and n stands for number of precision points that has been asked in the problem. Now, if you guys like in through online, I find it difficult to teach you this particular point, that is how to use a calculator. But if you know how to use a calculator by using that equation mode, okay, if you can just type this equation in your calculator with just with just pressing one button, you can get straight away delta x1, delta x2, delta x3, and delta x4. Okay, so according to me, if you are well versed with the usage of calculator, then this analytical method can give you a solution within a minute. Now, the graphical method might take time because you need to draw a circle of appropriate diameter, inscribe a equilateral polygon, and all those things, and then again physically measure it, where you might go wrong. Okay, even a slight change in the dimension while drawing the circle, your all final answers will go wrong. But in analytical method, it is based on equation, so you are going to get the exact results without any problem. And if you put it in your calculator in a appropriate mode, then just by a press of one button, you can set this j range from 1 to 4, so you'll automatically get delta x1, x2, x3, and x4 automatically in one single table. Okay, I'll just try to record that in my mobile while I'm using it, and I'll try to post it here in the next week. Let us see. Meanwhile, you can just try it out. One important point we need to remember in this equation while using this equation is whatever this cos angle we are adding over here, your calculator must be in a radians mode for this. Okay, the moment you keep your calculator in degree mode, then your answer will be wrong. So please ensure that your calculators are set to radians mode. So this is very, very important point. Okay, so having said this, let us take up the example which we have already solved. This is the example one which we have already solved using the graphical method. We have got some answers. Let us just compare these answers while we are doing it analytically. So here you are, see, the question will remain same. Determine the Chebyshev spacing only, because Chebyshev spacing can be done either graphical or analytical. So I'm not changing the question. It will remain same. Determine the Chebyshev spacing for a 4-bar linkage generating the function y equal to 2x square minus 1 in the range of x lying between 1 and 2, and the number of precision points is 4. So for the same problem, we'll be using this equation. Okay, this is a standard equation. And in this, first I want to find out what is delta x1. Okay, first I want to find out what is delta x1. Those who are getting confused, let me just go back here. I need to clear one point. Okay, so this is the same problem that I'm showing you, which we have solved graphically. See here, the values that I have written over here, this, sorry, 1.03, 1.30, 1.69, these are all x1, x2, x3, and x4. What would be delta x1? Delta x1 would be, I'm sorry, the distance between this point and this point, that is delta x1. Similarly, delta x2 would be the start of the circle up to this point, that is delta x2. Delta x3 would be from the starting of this circle point up to here. Okay, so in analytical method we are actually finding out these values, delta x1, delta x2, delta x3. If I want to find out x1, x2, x3, what I have to do? I have to add x0 to it. Okay, our x0 was equal to 1 here. So if I add 1 to this, I will automatically get the values. Okay, so use this equation in your calculator mode and let me know what is delta x1 that you are getting and delta x2, delta x3. The answer will be in terms of degrees, that is what I've written over here.
So 0.038.
Okay, let me write here 0.038 and delta x2.
Point 309.
0.309.
309. Yes.
Yeah.
0.691.
0.691.
0.961.
0. So this is the answer which has been given to me. Delta x1, delta x2, delta x3 and delta x4. Did you use the equation mode in your calculator?
Yes, sir.
So you got all the answer directly with one go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, could you repeat the terms? What all stands for?
Sorry? In the equation you want me to repeat the terms?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See on RHS, first we are having is delta x. Delta x is the range of the independent parameter. So as per our problem statement, x is ranging between 1 and 2. So delta x will be maximum minus minimum, that is 2 minus 1. So delta x will be 1. Okay. So I'm getting delta x as 1. Let me write it here. I'm getting delta x equal to 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. Then in the bigger bracket, square bracket, we're having 1 minus cos of, inside the bracket, pi into 2j. What is this j? J depends upon which precision point you are finding. Right now I'm finding first precision point, so j will be 1. Because I'm finding delta x 1, so I'm replacing j with 1 here. So even here you are going to get, instead of j, it will be 2 into 1. and this n stands for number of precision points. So number of precision points is given in the problem statement as 4. So it will be 2 into 4. So the first equation will be delta x1 equal to 1 by 2 square bracket 1 minus cos of regular bracket pi into 2 minus 1 divided by 8. That will be your equation. Similarly, if you go for delta x2, then you will have to replace j by 2 over here.
Yes, sir. Got it. Thank you.
So please show the next slide.
So we have got delta x1, delta x2, delta x3, and delta x4. I need to find out exactly what is x1, x2, x3, and x4. So for that, you will have to add this x0. What is your x0? X0 is 1. I am highlighting it over here in the problem statement. This is x0 and this is x5. Okay, it is x0 to x5. In between, we are finding 4 precision points. So x0 is 1. So all your answers will be this plus 1. So let me write them. So this will be 1.038. This is 1.309. This is 1.691. And last answer is 1.961. If you are done with this, please let me know so that I can move forward.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can just compare this with your graphical results. So in graphical, what we had got is exactly the same: 1.038, 1.309, 1.691, and 1.962. Now, by using analytical method, what we can ensure is up to 3 decimal places we are getting the accurate results. In graphical, this might be very, very difficult to achieve. Okay, now what I'm going to do is in the next slide, I'll slightly modify this problem and I'll add some additional points to it. Here, I've kept the initial statement as same to determine the Chebyshev spacing for 4-bar linkage. I've kept the function also same, y equal to 2x square minus 1. The range is also retained, that is between 1 to 2. And a number of precision points is also retained, 4. In addition to this, what we have asked is to find out the precision angles for the input range of 60 degrees and output range of 90 degrees. See what exactly I'm trying to ask in this problem. I'll just try to draw and show you over here. I'll just take an example of one particular link. Okay, this is one link, and let us say that it is going to move between this end to this end. It is going to rotate here. Okay, I've drawn the extreme ends of this. So it is going to rotate like this between this point to this point. Till now, whatever you have found out is you have got this x1 over here. Similarly, you have got x2, x3 and x4, the linear distances of the link, moment of the link. Now, if I just join this x1, whatever I've got, to the pivot point, and similarly x2 to the pivot point, x3 to the pivot point, and x4 to the pivot point, I would like to know what are these angles. I hope you are getting my point. One is precision points, which describes in terms of linear displacement of the points. And now in this next problem, I'm asking you to find out precision angles. Precision angles associated for those precision points which we have already found out. Okay, so an additional data what I have given, I have given the range of input link angle is 60 degrees and the range of output link is 90 degrees. So between this 60 degrees, I need to find out those precision angles. Okay, I hope the question is clear.
Yes, sir.
So to proceed with this problem, we need to find out this additional information.
Sir,
What?
could you please explain that again?
Yeah. So let me take a link which is fixed at this point. Okay, this is the link. So let me call it as OA. I'm just considering only one single link. Okay. Now, when I'm finding the precision points, what exactly I'm doing is when this OA rotates, okay, I'm finding out OA1, I'm finding out OA2, I'm finding out similarly OA3. Okay, I'll just stop up to 3. And I'm finding out this distance. So between A and A3, okay, between A and A3, I have got 2 points here, A1 and A2. So this A1 is, this distance is our delta, x1. Between A to A1 is our x1. Similarly, between A to A2, between A and A2, that distance is our x2. This distance is x2. So far we have done this step, finding out x1, x2, and x3, and so on. Okay. Now in this problem, what I'm asking is not this linear distance. I'm asking you to find out the angle of A1 with respect to A and angle of A2 with respect to A. So these angles, we are going to term it as precision angles. Okay. The precision points which we have found out, it deals with the linear displacement or the linear distance of the points. And now we are finding out the precision angles. Okay, I'll let us solve this. In the last slide, I put one more image that will give you a clear picture. So to begin with this problem, I need you guys to find out what is this y1, y2, y3, and y4 also. Not written here. So how do you find out y1? You know the equation y is equal to 2x square minus 1. So replace x by x1, you will get y1. Replace x by x2, you will get y2. And so on. So already you guys know what is x1, x2, x3, and x4. Can someone please quickly calculate and tell me what is y1?
1.15.
1.15. Y2?
2.43.
Okay. Y3?
4.72.
472.
Okay. And y4?
6.69.
6.69, sir.
6.69. Okay, so we had this x values. As per this x, we are also found out the y values. Now let us find out the precision angles. I'm going to use these terminologies. Delta psi refers to the range of input angle. Psi stands for input. That is what I'm referring the terminology here. So delta psi is the range of input angle. It is given to us as 60 degrees in the problem statement. And I'm going to use delta phi as a terminology to describe the output angle. So phi angle represents for output link. So delta phi is the range of output link, which is given to us as 90 degrees. Okay. So with these terminologies, here are the equation. This is the equation which I'm going to calculate for the precision angles at the input link. The formula says delta psi j is equal to delta psi upon delta x. In the bracket, we have xj minus x1. Similarly, for output angle, I'm just replacing psi with phi and I'm replacing x with y. That's all. Okay. Now, what are the terminologies again here? J stands for, it's a variable parameter. If I want psi 2, I'm going to write j is equal to 2 here. Delta psi, it's already given in the problem, range of input link angle, it's 60 degrees. Delta x, you guys have already calculated. It is 2 minus 1, that is 1. Xj stands for whatever number you are taking, whether it's x2 or x3. And x1, you already know, it is a fixed value now. Now see here, in the options what I have written here, I want you guys to find out what is psi 2, psi 3 and psi 4. Similarly, for output link, I want you guys to find out what is phi 2, phi 3 and phi 4. Why I have not taken psi 1 here? Okay, why I have not taken psi 1, you will understand at the end of this problem. Similarly, phi 1 also I have not taken. This will come to me at the end of problem. So now let us just start with psi 2. That means I'm replacing j with 2. Delta psi is fixed. It is 60 upon delta x is 1. So it will be 60 in the bracket x2 minus x1. Yes, anyone? Psi 2?
So 16.26,
16.2.
26, 39.18,
Just a minute. 39.18.
55.38.
55.38.
Similarly, let us also find out the precision angles for the output link.
Hmm.
So 115.2,
115.2,
321.3,
321.3.
498.6.
I don't have answers with me. I hope all others are getting same answers. If there is any change, please let me know. Done, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So once you're done with this is how you're supposed to represent it. Okay. Think you have gone wrong here. 16, 39, 50. The output angles, please check whether you are getting it same or no. Everyone.
So what should be delta y?
Sir, what is delta y?
Yeah, very good question. Delta
minus
y,
y1.
you guys have found out, right? Y1, Y2, Y3, and so on,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right?
That is
But
y4 minus y1.
no. See, for x, how did you find out the range delta x? It is maximum minus minimum, 2 minus 1, right? What was 2? 2 is nothing but our
Yes,
x5,
yes.
and 1 was our x0. In between, we had got 4 precision points. So I have taken maximum, that is x5 minus x0. Only then I got delta x. So similarly, for this y terms also, to get that delta y, we need to do this, which I should have told you. Just a minute. Yeah, so delta y will be equal to y5 minus y0. I'm sorry, I should have told you this. Anyways, never late. You can use this equation for delta y. So I think the output angles will change. Anyone has calculated, please let me know what is phi 2 that you are getting.
So 19.2.
This is 19.2 phi 2. Phi 3. $54.3.
So 53.5 I've got.
Okay. and phi 4 is
83.1.
okay, 83. So I'll take. So these are the angles that we are getting. Okay, I'm extremely sorry for that confusion. I did not tell you how to get that delta y. So once you get these values, this is how we are going to represent it. And now I can answer you why we have not calculated psi 1 and phi 1. So let me just focus over here. Okay, this is the input link that I have drawn over here. I'm not drawn x0 and x5 here. Okay, between that x0 and x5, we have got these 4 precision points, x1, x2, x3, and x4, and its associated angle. See here, the first angle 15.6, you can see that I have shown it between x1 and x2. The second angle 39 degrees, I have shown it between x3 and x1. And the third angle 55 degrees, I have shown it between x4 and x1. Okay, so here always this first initial link, whatever you draw, let me take a color over here. Yeah, this initial position of first link or first, this is always based on the assumption. That means you will have to assume some initial position of the link. With that initial assumption, then you find out what is x2, x3, and x4. Okay, in terms of angle. And since in the equation, let me go back here. In this equation, I am having all the findings with respect to x1 here. Can you see I have written xj minus x1? Okay, if I take j is equal to 2, it will be x2 minus x1. If I take 3, it will be x3 minus x1. So for every equation, x1 is there here. That's why in this diagram, you can see that all the angles are being measured with respect to x1 only. Okay, when you found out psi 2, that is associated with x2, but the angle I have shown it as 15.6 with respect to x1. Similarly, psi 3 for x3, the angle is 39. I have shown it with respect to x1. And for psi 4, it is with respect to x4. The angle I have shown it with respect to x1 only. I hope this is clear what we have done in the equation and what I am drawing here. Okay, I have similarly represented for the output links also. Okay, 19, 54, and 83. So let me just draw for your understanding here. This was x0. This was x5. Okay. Now, if I just join them, this distance was equal to 1. That is the range of x. This distance was equal to 1 unit. So I've got x1 over here. I've got x2 over here. I've got x3 over here, and I've got x4 over here. So this is the displacement of the precision points that you have done in the first phase of the problem. Okay, whatever you got, right? 0.03 and 0.3, 0.6, and so on. So that is between 0 and 1. And now what I've done is I found out its associated angles. Remember, I'm telling that I'm finding its associated. The word associated is important here. Only based on our precision points, I could get these angles. Okay, these angles are not randomly generated. Based on whatever our earlier precision points we had determined, according to that, we have found out now precision angles. Okay, so this will complete the problem. Now, this problem can be asked for either 8 marks or it can be asked for 14 marks if you are supposed to do it both graphically and analytically.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So we have to show x0 and xpi also.
No, not necessary. This is just for your explanation. I have drawn this. Your diagram should be only this much.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this completes the problem. Please let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, if you have not understood anything.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So, can't we find precision angles by a graphical method?
No, that is not possible.
Okay.
Good question. The precision angles it can be found only by the analytical method by using those equations. So now I would like to just take opinion poll of your guys. You can put it in your chat box. Which method did you find it very quick, whether graphical or analytical? Yeah, analytical. I'm getting maximum answer as analytical. Yes, she is saying both are okay. Yes, both are definitely okay, but I think the time consumed is pretty much less in analytical, and you are going to get very precise answers up to 3 decimal places. And
Yes, sir.
maybe if you can, I don't know by what means you have calculated, but in calculator, if you put that in table format, a table will be generated with x1, x2, x3, x4, and the values automatically just by one click. So I also personally suggest that analytical method is more accurate and it's less time consuming. So what we'll be doing is for our problems, which we'll be solving in the further classes, we'll be choosing this analytical method to find out the precision points and precision angles. Okay. So we'll stop here. Let me just check your syllabus and see where we are standing right now. So unit 2 is a exceptionally small unit. See, in unit number 2, what we have covered is what is type synthesis, number synthesis, and dimension synthesis. These are just for definition purpose. We have understood what is a function generation, path generation, and body guidance. This I'll be covering later stage. We have understood what is precision points, precision positioning, structural error, Chebyshev spacing. Till here we have completed. So what remains is the crank rocker mechanism with optimum transmission angle. Okay, this is the only point remaining. Why this unit is small is whatever we have done now, it forms a base or foundation to solve the problems coming up in unit number 3 and 4. So unit 3 and 4 will be definitely lengthy. Unit 2 is only forming us the initial basic foundation by understanding this Chebyshev spacing, precision points, and all those things. With the help of these only we can design the mechanisms which we are going to learn in depth in unit number 3 and 4. So in the next class, I'll be taking up this, that is crank rocker mechanism with optimum transmission angle. And I'll be showing you what is this path generation and body guidance. So that will cover up unit number 2. So don't think that we are going too fast. It is because that unit number 2 is very, very small. That's why we are able to finish unit number 2 in very less number of classes. But at the same time, I'll be compensating in unit number 3 by solving more and more number of problems here. So if you don't have anything to discuss or doubts, then we can wind up the class here. Let me just save your attendance. Okay, done. So your attendance has been taken. If you don't have doubts, you can leave the classroom. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.